Ooh. Anyway, coming in hot from the boo. This your boy Blue. Oh, we're gonna go through a couple random things, a little bit of humor, a little bit of science, which I know nothing about, a little bit of behavioral analysis that I know nothing about too, and we're just gonna do a whole bunch of things that I know nothing about. So bear with me. It might jump around a little bit. I'll probably gonna increase my production value a little bit more once I can actually have a place to produce. But till then, we're gonna do this off the cuff, off a phone, in a coffee shop. So, hold tight. Anyway, I just want to start with the morning. I'm trying to go back to my cleaner diet. I kind of went totally overboard, and I'm feeling really kind of bad about it. And I'm not feeling good about it either, like physically feeling good about it. So I need energy today, so I'm going back to that raw meat with lemon juice, green onions, and a little bit of salt. That's gonna soak, so that's not gonna be breakfast, that's probably gonna be lunch. And I just ate bread and cheese just because it's cheap, and I don't know, something good about bread and cheese. I don't know why. It's not really that clean, but it's a lot cleaner than what I have been eating. I've been a little bit junk food here, junk food there, and my body's not liking it. The whole working out thing, I think I'm gonna just do maybe planks and just max out and then take a break, long break, so I don't break into a full sweat. I need to do something. I'm losing my physical ability a little bit. But enough about me. I had a conversation with the clerk, and she asked me how has it been. If you've been watching, it's not sunshine and roses at the moment, but after reading the book a little bit, oh, it's upside down. After reading the book a little bit, I was talking about the guy went without shoes in the snow for 1 month, and he finally got a pair of really crappy leather shoes with enough room to fit rags in it so he can stay warm, and he was the happiest man on earth. So I believe there's an old saying, and it just came back to me when the lady asked me that question. It's like, if you're used to shit, you're just happy when it's dry. So it goes to now we're gonna jump into the human condition. That goes to the human condition. They say you never know what you got till it's gone. So you don't know what sadness is unless you've been happy, and you don't know what happiness is unless you've been sad. If that makes sense. So the lower you go in life, the less it takes to make you happy. I don't know if that's exactly how this works, but it's just something to chew on. And it's one of those things I think about all the time. So I'm always thinking. We'll go into a little bit. I'm going to tell a little bit of a story, just because I think it's funny. Where I'm working at now, every time I engage in this certain behavior, something happens. And I'll tell you what, in due time, they're going to make that warehouse, they're either going to kick me out of that warehouse and make me pick up trash around the warehouse for my job, or they're going to make it an all-male warehouse. One of the two. I don't know. Just, if you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. But we're going to talk about a little bit about psychology and the human attraction, and then the perversion of modern society. I think, I don't know if it's a perversion to me, and I can already feel the intelligentsia community. Their nose is starting to rise, and they're gonna start to pick up their nose and tell me I don't know nothing. I never read a book about this, but you know, observation is the key to science. Everything in science is observation. Don't you observe? Almost all scientific theories come from observation of nature. Oh, gravity came from the apple falling on Isaac Newton's head, right? The discovery of electricity came from lightning. It's an observation. So you know what? This is my observation. There is something to the classic gender roles. Men like women, women like men. And it doesn't really even have to be like the physical thing. Like I already said, what I find most attractive about a woman is the way they carry themselves. If they carry themselves, you know, there's some, dude, if you go to the CrossFit channels on YouTube, you seeing these girls like deadlifting 175 pounds overhead full drop squat. These girls got muscle on them. I mean, they got broader shoulders than I do. You see them out in public, they still walk with grace. They don't walk around like like a man. It's a gracefulness to them. And I think women also like, I don't know what women like, okay? What do I know? But if you can conduct yourself properly, if you got good manners, stand up straight, it doesn't even matter if you're fat or what. Just the way you carry yourself, I think is important. I don't know, ask a woman. A woman's got the biggest voice in the world right now. The whole feminist movement has given them a great voice out there. So maybe we should just ask. I don't talk to nobody. So these thoughts all formulate in my own head. I don't talk to no one. I don't ask nobody's opinion. So I'm hoping but from what I see is what I see. It's just an observation. Men like men, women like women. Or men like women, women like men. And what it seems like is we're taking like a niche, like we're taking the BDSM crew and making it like the norm. Or like the, how you say, they say, what is the norm? Well, I think the norm has a lot to do with nature. I mean, this is like the natural going of things. And then when you start, I'm trying to get to a point here. When you start altering reality to go against what nature's already set in place, I think you're starting to confuse people, because we are, I think, natural beings, I believe. Like, people are confused. Like, they don't, I just don't understand. Like, I'm gonna put an example out there. Like, I'm trying to find a good one. There's a lot of them out there. A good one. Okay, let me go back to that old thought. This weirdness in how we conducted ourselves around each other doesn't seem natural anymore, and I want to blame it on social media, but I want to say there's some precursor to this. It's just look, I tried it out. I tried going with the flow, being like everybody else, and I'm a pretty natural guy. I mean, I grew up outside. I worked construction most of my life. My mom was a flower. She did potted plants. I was always out in nature. I grew up pretty normal. I was kind of a weird kid, but I grew up pretty normal. Okay, I grew up kind of messed up, because I was a messed up kid. But it don't feel natural to me, and then why would I go against my own natural inclinations? It doesn't make sense to me. And what it costs me is everything. Because I don't want to go against my natural inclinations, I don't have any friends. Or anybody. It just doesn't feel natural. I mean, even my sister and her kids, they were like kind of like throwing this stuff down my throat one time. And I wasn't really agreeing with it to it. I was in Texas for a little while, and everyone's convincing me like this is how you should act. And I'm just like, no. You know what? No, I don't feel good. I felt miserable. Absolutely miserable. I'm using myself as an example because I didn't read a book about somebody else's example. I felt absolutely miserable. I felt like I'm going against my natural inclination. If you're naturally inclined to something, why would you fight it? And I think that's what's going on with a lot of people nowadays, and that's why people fucked up. Because you're going against your natural inclination. You're naturally inclined to be a certain way. Now, there is, like I said, there is like a niche inside there. Like my famous aunties, that are men, they were gay. They knew they were gay. But it's not the norm. I mean, we can accept it. We don't have to judge them for it. But it's not the norm. And I don't know. I see some stuff out there like, this is what is attractive. I'm like, no, it's not. No, it's not. It's not attractive. Not to me. Maybe to somebody. There's a niche for everything. I mean, I hate to bring this example. Just check out porn. You know, I'm gonna be straight up. I watched so much porn that it wasn't even turning me on anymore. I was just watching it because it's like, holy crap, did people do this? Like you're going through the line like, holy crap, this is what people into that this is, people get paid for this. Like some might make it, some might just make you vomit. Some just like, what the, it turned into like Netflix. I stopped that. That's really bad for you, and you shouldn't get into that. It gives you an unrealistic expectation of what a relationship is supposed to be like. I mean, you can build up to that kind of stamina, but that's basically an unrealistic example of what a relationship. And if you go into a relationship expecting like that, and that's what you want right off the bat, and you're not willing to work toward that kind of sexual prowess, I guess would be the word, you're gonna be disappointed. Seriously. I went on a total tangent, but yeah, I don't know. There's something about it. To me, I think society going against nature and nature's not having it, and everyone's gonna suffer. We're gonna suffer. You're going against. And people are different. You're gonna go what you're inclined to, but to force a niche or what is not exactly part of the whole norm on all of us is not fair for all of us. I'm a big believer in an individual. I'm an individual. I'm soul searching right now. And I'm sharing what I found in myself. And I found in myself is what they were trying to push on me in Texas. Like, this is how you should act, this is how it should be, this is how... I don't agree. And they come at you, man. They come at you. They gang up on you. I sat down at somebody's house and they ganged up on me. They wouldn't even let me talk. I'm trying to respond and they were like, jump on. They're just passing the ball around and skipping me. And eventually I just shut my mouth and be like, you know what? I guess you didn't bring me here to have a conversation. You brought me here to try to put me in my place. So I get it. I'm not dumb. If there's anything I know how to do, I know how to read people. But it is what it is. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a doctor. I never went to school. I have no credentials. Don't take anything as I say religion or fact or what. But think about it. Think about it. Look into yourself and think about it. At least for me, my personal self, everything that society was kind of forcing on me doesn't feel right to me. And since it doesn't feel right to me, when I tried to conform, it made me feel horrible. And you know what? And that goes to the saying, when you're used to shit, you're just happy when it's dry. Anyway, with that, Jones out.